Good morning. All right, we're excited today. It's a great morning that we
Oh,
have.
yes, it
It's
is.
beautiful. Anyway, before we get started, let's hear from one of our sponsors, Yvonne. I guess we will. Nope, we will.
Hi, my name is Yvonne Hunter, and I'm with Platinum Home Warranty. If you've not heard of us, we're known for our in-house technicians and high customer service reviews. So check us out on our Facebook page or on our website to learn more about pricing and coverages.
Well, good morning. Excellent, guys. Let me ask you a question. Think about this. How much have you changed in the last 12 months? If you think back 12 months, how much have you changed? What challenges have you embraced over that time frame? What books have you read or podcasts do you listen to ongoing that make you a better person that you grow in? You have to constantly check what actions are you taking to make yourself smarter. Smarter. We're not talking geniuses, but just to make yourself smarter, to make you a better version of yourself ongoing. If you can't look back a year ago and go, I don't know if I'm a better version of myself than I was a year ago, then this is for you, because today on Midweek Mindfreak, we're going to be talking about the habits that you should have that will make yourself smarter.
Chuck and Angela run multiple million-dollar companies. They are members of Riz Media's Billionaire Club, have coached and mentored thousands of agents, and are international speakers. They say by radically changing your mindset, not only can you change your outlook on life, but affect the actual results you obtain. Welcome to Midweek Mindfreak.
That's right. We're going to be talking about habits you should have to be smarter. What is smart? Let's really look at smart first. Here's what people do. They put it into two categories.
I know it's coming.
They'll say street smart and book smart. And that's the categories you put it in. And maybe we should have a debate on which smarter
is
win. Better.
This is better.
No, we're not going to have that debate, because here's the thing. Somebody who's book smart is good at educating themselves, maybe through classes, through documentaries, through courses. It's kind of maybe a one-off thing where you could do it alone. With a teacher, but you could also learn, be more book smart, knowledgeable. Then you got the street smart. Street smart people maybe a little more quicker on their feet, a little more common sense in the day-to-day activity. There's very little situations that someone who's got good street smarts can't usually work their way out of. So the question is, what are you? Are you book smart, street smart?
Maybe
and what kind of smart do we want to get into? Well, that's a good point there, Angela. Because here's the cool thing. We are both in the same position in our life and in success. And we come from two different backgrounds, the book smart and the street smart. Mm-hmm. The lux, not the lux.
You have lux.
Yeah,
you're hot.
I look at you. That's what I look at. See, well, I'm lucky enough to now be considered, I have both, and then so do you, because as we grow, we learn that it is equally important to have both, to have the book smarts and the street smarts. I got my street smarts, 17 years old on the streets of New York City, running clubs and working at clubs. It really made me in tune to what I had to do to survive.
I think you probably got it, but God gave you that gift as well.
Yeah, and it was after years of struggling in New York City and dealing with my lifestyle. I needed those smarts to survive. But what I've realized, though, if I want to grow, the street smarts weren't going to just get me there alone. So I had to learn and be hunger for education, to whatever it is. So that's what we're going to be talking about really is devoting ourselves to growing.
Yeah.
Guys,
Lots of different ways.
Yeah. And if you're not devoting yourself to growing, you're missing out on life. Constantly improving yourself is a lifelong process.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And when you wrap your mind around, just like you said, an endeavor or a process, this is not something, I read a book or I listened to a podcast.
All done.
Or I went to a class, and that you're all done. No, guys, and that's what we're going to talk about. Habits. Habits that you need to embrace, to take on, to make yourself smarter, to grow, to live this life to its fullest.
I agree. So the first one, do you want to know how you can be instantly ahead of the majority? Instantly. Do you want to know?
Wow, I'm dying to hear.
Well, feed your focus and starve your distractions. So focus. So I was thinking about it like
when I think of starve, that word usually isn't a good word.
But you should starve your distractions. I was thinking about it. Every single day I get messages through Instagram, email, workplace chat, text, Facebook, Slack, LinkedIn, and voicemail. No wonder I dropped the ball. That is ridiculous number of things that I'm supposed to be keeping up with in order to communicate well. Absolutely. That's only one type of distraction too. Communication.
There's you know what meetings. I just got distracted in? That we're sitting in the wrong room today. Who else noticed that?
I didn't. But what about meetings? Now we're Zooming, Google Meeting, we're in person, we're on phone calls. I mean, distractions is one thing that totally takes away from your ability to get smarter. That's for sure. So if we don't recognize the number of distractions that we have and really intentionally learn how to focus, you're going to miss out. Days and days and days go by with all of these distractions, and you're like, well, what did I get done this week? Nothing. Like Catherine Schaefer says, you have to be a master of your time. You need to time block. You need to intentionally put away the distractions so that you actually get something done that's worthwhile.
Yes.
That's efficiency is a type of smartness, to be efficient.
Yeah. The next one is to take a keen interest in thought-provoking posts or articles. I really like this because every day on, I guess, the internet, Google pops up and it has different articles or posts. And I read a lot of them. And I become more knowledgeable in life. So there could be posts about life, about science, about history, philosophy, anything, like stuff that they say happened thousands of years ago, or this one was millions of years, and you know, well, hold on, let me get to my point, my lovely book smart wife. My point is, I believe in obviously creation and God and biblical things, but what I'm open to is reading. Mm-hmm. So if somebody said this happened millions of years ago, and that's why I'm saying take an interest in thought-provoking articles. If somebody said this happened millions of years ago with this discovery, and it may be contradictory to my beliefs, I just don't go, I'm not going to read it.
Oh, good point. That's true.
I want to be knowledgeable. I want to understand what people are saying and doing. Now, don't get me wrong. I never come away from the article questioning my faith or my beliefs. I haven't come up with anything yet. But I don't shut out those type of articles.
That's actually interesting, because the other day I was listening to a Tony Robbins podcast, and he made some comment about, we don't fight saber-toothed tigers anymore, and, all of this about millions of years ago. And if I would have been so narrow-minded to say, I don't believe that, so I will not listen to the rest of it, I would have really missed out on
some of the good stuff.
Of his podcast.
Yes.
It was really good. So I agree with you.
So be hunger for knowledge. I don't know if it's just me, but I love learning stuff.
You do.
Now, I'm not a big reader, so it's hard for me to pick up a book and read a whole book, but I'm really good at reading articles and getting fed information.
And you listen to books.
And history. I mean, history was probably the worst subject when I was going to school, and now I absolutely love history.
Yeah, I think it's insane. Both of us hated history, but that's not true about how we really are curious about it.
I'd like to hear from you guys. Tell me what your interests are. But anyway, that's my one right there.
Okay,
next for you?
Another one to become smarter. This has to do with something that Chuck's really taught me, is to be prepared for the unexpected, which seems like an impossible statement, but it really isn't. So here's what I mean. I'm a bit of a control freak. I'm not going to lie. I actually like things to go exactly how I plan them to go.
Good morning, Gail.
Good morning. Oliaga, that's a good name. Is that how you say it?
Oh, there's my buddy,
Conrad. So you've really taught me to be flexible with my expectations. And he's a master of thinking about a situation and being able to really think about it and all of the different outcomes or the different paths that something can go in. And it's a habitual for you. You do that all the time. And it goes back to, if you don't train your brain to be flexible with expectations, everything's going to surprise you. And you don't even, it could be good or bad. Something good can really happen and you weren't expected for it, so you don't even find joy in it.
Yeah.
You know, or it could be bad. It goes back to what we talked about, I think it was last week, about assumptions. Actually, that's a flaw. To think that everything's going to go exactly the way you plan it is a really bad assumption. And bad assumptions just lead to disappointment, or you don't even get to fully enjoy what sometimes unexpected things are amazing. And you can't even enjoy them if you just get upset because it didn't happen the way you planned.
Right, because it goes against your plan.
It goes against whatever your plan was.
And boy, we live in a world of people that like to plan.
Yeah, I was really guilty of that. And I'm not guilty of that anymore, not as much as I was.
Yeah. The next one is question your existing mindset. When was the last time you really questioned the way something is? You usually do something. You know, it's that phrase, we get set in our ways. And we get so set in our ways, we almost become narrow-minded. And it kind of goes in what you just said. I love looking at problems differently.
You're so good at
not always tackling it the same way. Trying to figure out, how can I improve on something? And you know, here's another, there's some lines I just don't like. Like this line, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Or you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
But why'd you bring up the old dog? Are you talking about me? Anyway, that line, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I'm sitting here going, okay, it might not be broke, but can I make it
be
better? Could I really excel at it? Just because something's working doesn't mean I want to be comfortable. And remember, we're talking about growing, guys, getting smarter. You won't get smarter if you don't question your existing mindset.
If you just get complacent.
Yes.
Yeah.
So look at the way you could do things differently and attack things differently and absorb things and go, I want to grow. There's more than one way to solve problems.
Yeah,
That's
honestly, he is so good at that. It's really closely related to my next one, which is my favorite one that I'm doing today, is you have got to learn to change your mind when it matters. So I can give you example after example when I was younger that I thought, I'll give you a stupid example. I literally thought this, and I'm embarrassed to say it out loud. I thought that if you wanted to have a good life, you had to go to college. You had to. What a stupid thing to think. That is so narrow-minded.
That's such a book smart comment.
I know, seriously. I'm embarrassed by myself. I mean, seriously. I mean, who is so narrow-minded to think that the only path to a successful life is through college? What a dumb thing to think. I thought all kinds of dumb things like that. And literally, when I find myself thinking narrow-mindedly, it pisses me off. I don't want to be narrow-minded. I don't want to be like that. If we were narrow-minded, we never would have moved to EXP. And I would have missed out on so much excitement, so much joy, so much blessing.
And so many new relationships.
Yes. Oh my gosh. That is
it like opened the door to be around like-minded people and form relationships we would have never had.
Absolutely. We would have literally robbed ourselves of so much joy.
Yeah.
If we were narrow-minded that way.
Yeah.
So thank you, Lord.
Which goes to my next one is travel, explore, experiment. You know, you want to get smarter, you want to grow, you want to be different next year than you are this year. Get out, explore things, travel,
Don't
cherish.
be afraid.
It's the same thing. Experiment with going. You know what? I'm gonna make a move, like we did with EXP. Now, don't get me wrong. Do your homework. I'm not just saying go jump ship somewhere, but if things are working and you see success and you see growth patterns and you're not in that growth pattern, make that damn change.
Oh, how about these kinds of comments? Yeah, you know, I've kind of been in the same place for 15 years and I'm just comfortable. I don't really want to do anything different. What?
Do not be afraid to take risks.
I know. It's so worth it.
Yes.
It's not always successful, but it is so worth it.
Yeah. Look, making a mistake or a bad decision, that's part of growing.
Sometimes that's just as good for you as making the right decision.
Yeah. So do you have any more there? Or
I don't know. Probably not.
You know, I do want to add one more. You want to become smarter. Keep improving in the field that you're at.
Yeah.
So I'm going to, because we're in the real estate industry, I'm going to challenge you agents out there because we got to see it at such a higher level, overseeing over 900 agents and $9 billion in production.
40,000 transactions.
Here's what I'm going to tell you that we see that is so common. The agents think they arrived. You never arrive. And they want to know why maybe sometimes they're not growing or they're not feeling happy or whatever. It's because you got complacent. You're not improving in the field that you are best at.
Mm-hmm.
I
always want to
always
get
be
better.
learning. I'm amazed how many people constantly don't listen to other people that are doing things differently. The world changes at such a rapid pace. There's no such thing as I arrived.
You know what's been so fun lately is not being even near the smartest person in the room. Like we have surrounded ourselves with such
isn't that why you married me?
People. Well, at first, do you know I thought he was dumb at first? I am dumb.
Yeah.
Something's wrong with me. Thank God that you get a little better with age usually.
So anyway, guys, grow, get smarter.
You're going to say,
learn.
grow up.
You did. Honey. You grew up. So anyway, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope you have a great day. God bless you guys.